us to click this button.
Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you.
All right, so we are ready to call the meeting to order. I do apologize to everyone. My colleagues were, let me see, what were y'all?
2 minutes late. I think
They had a pressing issue to discuss. Thank you all for being here. Ms. Hammond, can you call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Johnson?
Enthusiastically here.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brennan? Thank you. Ms. Herbert?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, ma'am.
The first thing, we want to have approval of the minutes from September 23rd, 2025 Community Development Committee meeting. I have reviewed those minutes. I don't have any changes. What about you two?
Mr. Johnson, welcome to the committee, by the way.
Welcome. So you were late for the job. Thank you. We are glad to have you with us.
Excited.
All right. Well, you're gonna have fun with community development if you can't tell already. Mr. Brennan, do you have any words of wisdom or advice for him?
No, just reviewing the meeting minutes. I noticed I didn't see Mr. Johnson's name in there. Appreciate Councilman Bailey's tenure on here. I know that all of City Council is very focused on our housing needs through community development. So we will continue to press that forward, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And Mr. Johnson, do you have any opening remarks for your first meeting?
I'm just enthusiastic over here. Looking forward to rolling as soon as you get to work.
I like it. Do you all have, is there a motion with this?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and it's been seconded.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Herbert?
Aye. And so next we're going to get into committee discussions. And I am happy to see Mr. Larry here. But we will have a mobile market update with Aisha Driggers, the Office of Business Opportunities, and Tom's Creek Mobile Market. And just for the benefit of everyone else, we have tried to put together a calendar for the year, so that at least once a year we get an update about where you all are, what you all are doing, and any maybe recommendations for next steps, so that we can kind of just keep the pulse on it. And I will say for the record, however, this was intended to be a 3-year contract, or are you going to talk about it? A 3-year contract, and then it's a pilot, and then we see what the market will bear. And so let's see what the market has been able to bear. Is that accurate, Mr. Brennan?
I think it's very accurate, but I also want to thank Larry for really pushing the limits of all this. I know countless hours of you and your staff and your family. I appreciate that. We really appreciate everything you've done over the past 3 years, and hopefully the betterment of the quality of life for folks that came out and got some fresh food from you.
That's right. So we did have a 3-year, the ability to extend the contract for 3 years as long as funding was available. So we had a funding availability for 2 years, thanks to the American Rescue Plan Act. We had about $300,000 that we were able to utilize over the past couple of years, and all that funding has been exhausted at this point. So we do have some opportunities coming up that we will share with you, but we do have an overview, which is great. Now that we have Councilman Johnson here, we can kind of do an overview of where we've been with the mobile market. It really is a grocery store on wheels. I know most of our council members have had that opportunity to visit it. And previously we were at Hyatt Park on Monday near the corner of Court Wright and North Main Street. Our Parks and Recreation staff has been very helpful in making sure that we had a gravel parking area. They set that up for us along with Public Works to make sure we had somewhere safe for the public to enter into the mobile market. On Tuesdays, thanks to a partnership with Comet, we located at 1723 Sumter Street, right behind the Comet bus station, to provide an opportunity for riders to access the mobile market. We also partnered with Comet to put posters in all of the buses so that they could identify the stops and what was the closest location of a mobile market to the stop. So that was a great partnership. On Wednesdays, we were at the corner of Millwood and Gervais. This is one where we had to kind of test the different locations on Wednesdays and see which one worked the best. Originally, we were at Greenview Park, but what we noticed was it wasn't a lot of foot traffic, a lot of vehicle traffic, a lot of exposure. So Larry met with the owners of that property on Millwood and Gervais, which has a lot of traffic, and that turned into a great location for the mobile market on Wednesdays. And on Thursdays, we were at the former Save-A-Lot, right beside Drew Wellness Center at 2012 Hardin Street. This is just an overview of the funding that we provided over the past couple of years. It totaled $335,645. That was in addition to the ARPA funds. We had a $30,000 investment from a nonprofit in addition to that, that helped pay for the mobile market.
Who was that?
Elevations Church. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. They said whenever you have an opportunity to address food insecurities, you can use this funding. They gave it to the Parks and Recreation Foundation for us to use for that purpose.
I just want to make sure we properly, and that's pretty cool.
Yep. So that gave us a couple more months to be able to have the market. As far as the status update, in the popular, well, I guess the heavier months, we saw $200 to $225 per average daily sales at those locations. The busy season, what we noticed, and these are kind of our lessons learned, are in May. Larry was able to determine that watermelon was one of the popular items, especially during the warmer weather. One of the great things about the mobile market is it's able to accept senior vouchers, which come from USDA. It's a great opportunity for our seniors to have access to healthy fruits and vegetables. So we've worked with the mobile market to make sure that residents know that they can utilize those vouchers on the mobile market.
Question, but did they actually
Yes.
use it?
Yes. Yep, they sure did. And then our plans for this year, like I said, funding is exhausted, but Larry is committed to continuing the mobile market. Currently, he's proposing 2 set days and 1 rotating day throughout the week. And the future months of operations will be between May and October. He'll be able to talk a little bit more about this. December was really low. January was even lower. And I would like for him to kind of explain that and why he's looking at waiting and starting up in May to October.
And so before he starts, just to set the tone, I guess, from this opportunity was an opportunity for a small business owner to bring this product to our market. It honestly, from the OBO standpoint, we wanted it to be, or thought it would be, a sustainable business. So I'm saying that from the standpoint, as we hear this information, it is not our desire, or at least not mine, that Larry work himself to death and lose tons of money, because that's not where we're going with this. We want sustainable business models. And so I'm hoping what we may hear are recommendations that to you would make it something sustainable to do and worth your time as a small business owner. Because at the end of this, I want whoever had the opportunity, which is you, to be better off, not worse off, if that makes sense, because you try to pilot it. Yes. Is that?
And to your point, Madam Chair, you probably have one of the only upfitted trailers to do what you can do. Midland State, I mean,
State.
State. So
Well,
it's,
there is one in Charleston, but they did it with a bus, and I don't even think they're operating anymore.
right. So I think it's finding that solid medium ground that you succeed as a small business with the investment that we made in you, but to still serve the greater good for fresh produce, fresh food options. It might open up more stops, more access. I think we were
Well,
pretty
it's-
strict on where.
It's opened
Right.
up more opportunities too.
Yeah.
I am
You wanna come
now-
to the
oh.
microphone?
I don't want to get into your presentation yet, Larry, but I
Oh.
just wanted to make that.
Well, no, the opportunity, because I am now working with Food Share, and they would have never known me if they didn't see the trailer. Working with USC at the campus store, delivering produce, and we have a huge contract with the Richland County Library now. They're giving out free produce at 4 locations, and we deliver Monday and Tuesday at the locations. And they would have never known Tom's Creek Family Farms if it wasn't for the trailer.
Well, and tell us who are the clients that come to the library? I mean, is it the focus that we're
Yes.
looking to, our
Yes,
residential?
but the
demographic?
difference between the libraries is free. They're giving it away. Unfortunately, as a business of the trailer, I had to charge. I mean, that's the whole point of the trailer, was to make it a business.
What about Harvest Hope? Any partnership there?
I've talked to them a few times. Of course, that's another situation of it's free.
Well, and I think for Mr. Johnson's edification, explain where you get the product that you have.
Yeah, we grow 75% of the product on the trailer.
So he's not really having to purchase everything. I think the things that you're purchasing are probably things that later on folks said, can you throw a little bit of this and that in
Yeah.
there?
It was.
Yeah, but that was one of the reasons I think why staff chose this particular proposal, because he had a grocery store
In downtown.
in downtown, so he had experience, and then he had the farm. And it created like a good ecosystem. So I am glad to hear the wins.
And then
Come out.
also the Friday stop that you do.
Oh, yes. That was Broad River RV Park out by Boythwood is actually paying us to come. Their closest grocery store to their RV park is 32 minutes away. And that's a Friday night. And of course, we're still doing Soda City. So the trailer is in presence in the city too all year. I mean, I've been doing Soda City for 8 years. So,
Right.
but yeah, the Broad River RV Park. And we're looking at another RV park too. And also a assisted living facility on Atlas Road, which they saw the trailer at Gervais and Millwood. Their activities director came on the trailer on Gervais and Millwood.
Well, and I think that was kind of where we missed the boat in the beginning, using our parks, because most people still drove to the parks.
Yeah,
And the purpose of the mobile market was to
bring it to them.
bring it to folks who maybe had challenges with transportation. So I'm glad that you've had some chances to kind of feel what's working, what's not working, what's worth the investment.
And I still get phone calls and emails. The Department of Revenue emailed me the other day. They're doing I think the week of March 16th, they're doing an employee. We did it last year with the trailer at the Department of Revenue for the state.
Oh, and they can come in. I love it.
Yeah, they do like family wellness fitness week for the Department of Revenue. Department of Revenue has like 1,300 employees.
It makes sense. It feels like it.
And they do a week-long like program for their employees. And we did it last year with the trailer.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
And then we continue to pursue grant opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about?
I have a Zoom meeting with a grant writer today. USDA offers, it's called a VAP grant. And I actually got it once for the farm for other stuff like fencing and wells and cattle and all that stuff. But my grant writer is pretty sure that we are going to write a grant for the trailer through the USDA. Of course, the money has been cut down on the whole USDA side. So I don't know till we get into the process of how much it's actually available and what we could get. The cap is, I think, 147 or 150, but they were thinking more of this like $60,000 to $80,000 range that they could probably write for the trailer if the USDA would accept it.
All righty, and I'm sorry, because we probably interrupted. So what's the plan? Explain to me 2 set days, 1 rotating day.
So because of the winter month, it was really bad in December. It actually started like around Thanksgiving time. It started declining big time.
Well, so I can tell you, I can already understand not doing November, December. Are y'all with?
Well,
any
people,
complaints?
the clientele actually have the mindset that we're like a farmer's market, and they know farmers markets only run from April to September, even though we have a big trailer, but it says mobile farmers market on it. So the people are smart to the sense of, oh, you don't grow that this time. Well, they don't know that I have greenhouses that we grow all year.
Gotcha.
So in the mindset kind of thing is they know farmers market only runs April to September to get the fresh produce. And that was one of the declines, and the crazy weather we've had this year.
What were the biggest sellers?
Watermelons, tomatoes.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me rephrase it. Somebody, a resident riding the Comet, goes to that Comet, transit center and walks over. What's the most
The
popular?
Comet was a little different because they had to carry it on the bus. So their average ticket sale was a little bit smaller because they didn't want to, they weren't carrying a watermelon on the bus.
Right, I get that.
You understand? So the volume was more at the Comet, but the average ticket was down but we did take a lot of SNAP benefits at the Comet.
Yeah. And I think that was a great day when the state came out and really, put that out there, promoted that.
Yeah.
So to your point of people are, watermelons, what's the end game for the purchase? I mean, are people taking vegetables home, cooking? I mean, I get back to prepared foods is.
No, they're taking it home and cooking it.
Give folks.
And actually, we had probably the best response at the Comet of people saying, "Oh man, I don't buy this stuff at the grocery store."
Yeah.
No one likes the apple butter spread stuff.
That's not produce. That's a jarred good.
Funny, Larry. But you are correct.
It can be a meal. It goes good on ice cream. It goes good on ice cream.
And I
My bad.
apologize, somebody missed this. What's been the relationship with the seniors? Like how's that communication work?
Oh, the senior voucher program is huge. USDA, I think in Richland County alone, don't quote me on this, but I think they put like $40,000 out on the street. So the senior voucher program is they get a coupon booklet. It's actually little checks or $10 checks. And you have to be 65 or above, and you have to go pick them up. And it's only good for produce. You cannot buy soda. You cannot buy jarred goods. You cannot. It's farm fresh produce.
So with that, has the marketing just like senior resources and some of the different senior groups that
Yes. Yeah, I work with senior resources. I actually deliver boxes to the senior resources too during the senior voucher
And that
program.
was a pivot mid-contract, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of introduced you to
Yep.
senior resources.
Yep.
To your point, Councilman, I think moving forward, a coordination effort with Department of Aging to focus on our seniors in Richland County could be a huge win.
Yeah.
In place, aging in place. We've all done Meals on Wheels runs as volunteers, and seeing that there's other layers that could be added to that.
But
Again, it gets back to your point. It's a free service.
Yeah.
So I can see why a focus on seniors maybe wouldn't have been successful initially, but having the SNAP, all those programs.
And the Healthy Buck program where
Right.
they spent $5 and they got $15 worth of free produce.
Right.
That was used quite a bit on the trailer.
Yeah, so you pull up in front of Christopher Towers or
Yeah.
Finley House. I mean, you
Yeah.
do well.
COG is also,
That
the COG is also has the senior programs.
right, but it all depends on funding through aging.
Yeah. But like you said, I think it's more, let's bring it to them more than let them come to us.
Well, that's the impetus for the mobility part.
We learned a lot.
And you may have said it, the 2 set days and 1 rotating day.
So the 2 set days we'll probably keep the Comet stop and the Wednesday stop. And then, so the Tuesday, Wednesday stop. And then my Monday, Thursday, we're going to rotate. Because believe it or not, Hardin, I noticed a pattern at Hardin that it was like an every other week stop. Like we'd do really good one week. And then the other week it would be like way down.
Well, that kind of goes to, folks get paid every 2
Get
weeks.
paid and
That's the timing of the
SNAP benefits come in on like the 5th or the 15th or the 25th or whatever, depending on your last name. So, and Hyatt Park was the same way. It'd be like every other week we would be doing really good.
Okay,
So I'm going to rotate those 2 days and see if we can hit it on the right weeks.
sounds good. And then, any questions about the future, the months of operation?
It'll probably be more like end of April, April-ish. The senior vouchers come out in June. I can't take them to July 1st. They issue them the whole month of June. So I'll probably start rolling it back out in April, mid-April. Because then people get the mindset it's spring and it's farmer's market time.
Can we work towards a connectivity plan with knowing that, June, July is when the senior vouchers come out? And then I'd really like to get in front of aging, just to present what we've done and how we can put the spin on focusing on
Bringing it to them.
Councilman.
Yeah, bringing it to them instead of them coming to us.
Absolutely, because I mean, you got the lessons learned.
Yeah,
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
So
And, go ahead.
I would love, prior to coming on city council, I was on the board of Harvest Hope, served as former board chair and executive committee person. I love to help follow up on that conversation, and I know you've ventured down that path in the past, but knowing just some of the different avenues that they have, the state contracting for Feeding America, there's a lot of different levers that they can pull. I'd love to just maybe join you all
Okay.
in a conversation about just different opportunities there. 'Cause I do think, for example, what's the timeline on that USDA grant?
The applications have to be in by, I think, April 10th or 15th. So they wouldn't probably fund that till May, end of May.
What's all?
Okay.
Any other questions for Aisha and or Larry?
yeah, I will, Madam Chair. Can you give us an update on your brick and mortar situation?
The brick and mortar has been sold. We're working, but we're trying to stay in the city. We've looked at other properties to rent. We learned at the brick and mortar that it's way too big for what we need downtown. The retail side of it really didn't take off as much as the coffee, the hot lunches, and the sandwiches, and the bakery. So we had an opportunity. It's actually going to a foundation that helps autistic children that bought it. And they're going to put workshops in the basement and make a mercantile store upstairs to sell the kids' products that they make. But we are trying I've worked with Aisha. I've called her numerous times. We actually looked at about 8 buildings downtown last week.
So, I mean, is there a specific type of upfit? I mean, are you going back towards the prepared foods?
Yeah, we want to
Or-
stay with sandwiches, bakery, coffee, and hot lunches.
Okay.
And we're going to keep some of the retail because some of the retail does really good and then some of the retail doesn't. But we have a huge space. I mean, we have 10,000 square feet and we're literally using about 2,500 of it.
Yeah.
That was
Well, yeah.
another lesson learned in 3 years that we had a good idea and a good plan, but it just with the space and
Good. Yeah, maybe the city has some real estate that we can work with them on, would just be was the reason for my question, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you wanted something with a stove, is that?
Yeah, we kind of wanted like a hood and like kind of move-in ready. Like we can wheel all of our stuff in. We've converted to quite a few wholesale accounts on the bakery. We're actually providing the bread for the USC football team.
Oh, well.
My father-in-law made a high protein, high gluten power bread loaf.
Hi.
High protein, high gluten. And,
Well, we'd love to see you come look at the Rosewood Drive area. There's some open spots over there. We'd welcome.
which we're open for. We are. We're looking. And we've talked to the new owners too. They're not really ready to take over the top floor. They want to do the basement, which we could easily convert over. And they said that we could probably stay for 4 or 5 months even where we're at. So it gives us a little bit more time to look.
Okay. I'll get with you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Let's find some grant money. Sign
About the money.
some funding.
But no, I appreciate you. It's been a pleasure watching the process, and learning. We don't know until we try it, see what works, what the market calls for. So it's been a pleasure. I think, you being the person to have the opportunity has helped. You were the right person
Well, I
to
appreciate
help
that.
us in this particular
agree.
space. So we're eternally grateful.
And we got recognition. We did. I mean, I still get emails from all over the state.
Now, have you seen a trend in other states? It seems like, was it Kroger or some other?
Kroger's did the one in Ohio.
And are they?
That was a pilot program. That was another USDA
Okay.
feeding. It was pretty much the same grant that you guys got. That was, 4 years ago, I think it was, 5 years ago? About 4 years before we even started.
Yeah.
Are they still doing it or you don't know?
I think they are, but they're doing it more as a promotional
Okay.
than like actually, yeah.
Well, Atlanta and New Orleans Atlanta has a pretty interesting, cool looking one. New Orleans has one, not my favorite.
Is it for marketing purposes or delivering service? I mean, like providing the food?
The Atlanta one is services. It's literally, it's like a school bus. It's been retrofitted, and it goes in, certain, neighborhoods on a schedule, kind of on a loop. The New Orleans one I visited was more just kind of promotional delivery.
Actually, that reminds me, at the next community development meeting, since we are presetting them, can you take into account, I guess, the new Publix store coming online, what that does for changing the access map? Just so we can understand, where maybe the new focus corridors are for that.
And maybe the food policy folks, the data folks can help us with that too.
Well, I do appreciate the opportunity, guys, and I think it's going to work. We just got to refocus again, and like you said, I think we need to take it more to them than more them coming to us.
And I that line right there, I think, is the biggest lesson learned from all this,
Yeah.
So,
Last question. Did you mention doing one off of Atlas Road too?
Yes, the Haven. I think it's the Haven on Atlas. They actually they're event coordinator for that. That is a huge.
That's in the works.
That's in the works.
Okay, gotcha.
I actually went by there. What day was it? I don't even know what day it is. Thursday to check the parking lot to see if we can even get the trailer in.
I was just thinking about your comment. If you're looking at a map, I would think that area, your district, District 3 into District 4,
the growth.
yeah, is probably.
And we do have a spot at
The Congaree Point.
the Congaree Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and get that space.
Yeah, the assisted living facility is literally right around the corner from where but that would be totally different though. So they have, I think, 176 residents, I think she told me, and 19% of them have vehicles. That's it.
Okay.
19%. That's it. Only 19% of their, and they're full.
Yeah, I mean, that gets back to our senior focus. You said Congaree Point that's the new development that's in,
On Bluff.
But you're speaking of the residential that's already in place.
Yeah, the residential's around the corner.
I'm speaking of the partnership.
Yes.
With the city through our, Columbia Empowerment Zone, the project that's going up. So it's an opportunity there.
Yeah, they've pretty much guaranteed me a
Oh, yeah,
spot.
yeah, we've been speaking to Felicia Maloney and
Yeah.
Larry was out there for the
Yeah.
groundbreaking, so yeah,
Right.
he's
oh,
planning to
good.
be.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good connectivity point with the Common as well, since they're gonna put it,
And that's comes to the final. We're taking it to them more than they're bringing it to us. They're coming to us.
perfect.
And then even in the downtown core, Aisha, with what we're doing at 1401 Main on the first floor, I want to talk about some opportunities.
Okay.
Great job,
Thank you.
and thank you for the lessons learned.
We learned them. And I had to buy a brand new truck Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Not a mobile.
No, a truck to tow the trailer. Another lesson learned.
Okay.
It's hard on vehicles.
I need to do a white paper so that
Real estate, I
we
mean, there's something
can
there.
help other people.
Yeah, the maintenance on my truck, the maintenance alone. Yeah, I put. See, when we started the program, I think I had 82,000 miles on my 2018 truck, and I just traded in with 202,000 Saturday.
Still,
The trailer was out 6 days a week.
Oh, really?
my car's gonna make it. too.
Especially Tony. Yeah.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, now we're going to hear from, Aisha is staying up there. The Need No More Initiative with Mr. and Mrs. Koval, the co-founders.
Yes,
When I interviewed actually for the, which is very pleasing to us, knowing that you were following what we were telling, so we came prepared with the materials for you.
Perfect.
So my name is Yuri Koval. Her name is Svetlana Koval. We'll explain to you how to pronounce it.
yeah. Okay, just really quick, and then I'll take a couple of those I can get. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, thanks to Councilman Brennan for making this introduction with the Koval. How do I pronounce your last name?
This is actually correct.
Okay, okay.
You won't make a mistake.
Oh, all right. There's another one. Yeah, I have extra. Okay. Yes, and so we've talked about food access. So this is just a continuation of that conversation. And this is a new innovative idea. It's an app to communicate access to food through food banks. And I had the opportunity to also go watch their pitch at the Cola Lunch Pad. And I know they have a representative here from that group, and you all did a great job. So I will turn it over to them to do their presentation. Make sure you speak in the mic, and there's a button to advance.
Well, first of all, it's a great honor for us to be here. My name is Yuri Koval. This is my wife, Svetlana. A bit more than 2 years ago, we came from Ukraine. In Ukraine, I was working as food tech engineer, so think of it as European DoorDash. I was doing European DoorDash there. We came here because of Russian invasion. Unfortunately, it did not work for me joining Ukrainian army. We spent almost 1.5 years volunteering, doing humanitarian supply missions to support the fight with the enemy that we were faced with, unfortunately. During this process, we got pregnant. And during this process, we also gave our savings to supply missions for Ukrainian military forces. So our friend who flew from the United States also to help us teaching Ukrainian combat medics, he basically invited us to deliver our child at his place, and that's how we ended up being here.
Deliver a child?
Yes, so we came to the United States 7 months pregnant. We gave our savings to fight with Russians. And when we came to the United States, we were broke, so we heavily depended on food pantries. We moved over 4 states, and we visited close to 200 food pantries. Before I got a job at the Bank of America, I'm currently doing iPhone application for us. So we felt the difficulties and challenges that food access system is facing as the clients. And when we came to Colombia, that we're happy to call home now. We decided to serve our talents to improve the system here. We were amazed of what is achieved by you all, by private players of the market. Even having one place where people can see the list of food pantries on map, it's already great. But it's really hard to maintain it. And we built Need No More to take it to the new step.
Yeah, so when we were going through our hard season in life, when we just came to the US and we needed all the food pantries we could find to have food, we realized that it was not really a food problem, but a data gap. There are food pantries who have food, and there are people who need it, and they don't always find each other. And so 5 months ago, we got an idea what we can actually do to solve this issue. We created a digital platform that connects all the puzzles together. One side is an application for people who need food, who are searching for it. They can see on a map all food pantries in their area. But think about it. There were tons of websites like that before. I mean, a lot of great initiatives that already put all the food pantries in the area on one place and make a spreadsheet, a Google map, a whatever map, and they print it out or gave a link to the people. But in 2 months, in 2 years, it was an outdated information again. And it's really hard to update it because there are food pantries that they don't even know that they are on this site and that website and that link. Somebody took their information and put there, and they don't know they are present there. So they don't make calls to all these 10 websites saying, hey, you know, we changed the schedule. It's not Tuesday anymore, but Friday. And so they are just there for years on Tuesdays, which is not true anymore. So what we changed is we don't wait from the food pantries to do the updates. We know it's impossible. We don't wait for those websites to do the updates because it's impossible to call to every food pantry every week and ask, are you still working on Tuesday? And hey, the food pantries managers, they are mostly volunteers who have daily jobs and they don't answer 24/7. So we did the different approach, a new approach. We asked the users who actually need the food to do the updates. It's like Waze, but for food access. You know, when you drive on the road and you see, if you use Waze for navigation, there is a like stall car or a pit hole, or how do you know about that? Because there was another driver who cared to make a few taps to inform you. And so we do the same approach in our application, Need No More, where people, when somebody arrives to close door and they see a notice handwritten on it, it's not Tuesday anymore, it's Friday. They do a few taps in the application so that the other users can instantly know it's not today, or if it is a snow day and they suddenly closed and there was no prior notice about that, somebody arrives first and they notify the rest of the people. So another 100 people, they save money on gas and time and efforts and all the frustration from seeing the closed doors. Right now on my laptop, I see a map of Colombia food pantries, and it's like some of them are blinking with green that show they are open right now. So it's possibility to see not just everything in the area, but when they are open. People can filter by the food types and search what they exactly need and go to that location where it has it. Then the second layer.
Can you give us an example of that? So if you have dietary restrictions.
There is a group of people who, those who have SNAP benefits, when they arrive to the food pantry, they receive a surprise box, like something pre-packed, and they are happy to get it. They come home, they unpack it, and if they lack something after it, like maybe milk or eggs or whatever, they go to the grocery and store and buy it with their SNAP benefits. But there is another group of people, those who don't have SNAP. Maybe, like we did once, we moved from one state to the other, and we were still eligible for the SNAP benefits in a new state, but we had to cancel the previous state and show them the paper, like, yes, we did cancel it, just to apply in a new state. And then we had to wait for 2-3 months before we actually got it rolling. And we had that gap in between when we didn't have any SNAP money. Or there are people who are not eligible just because their income is slightly above the threshold and they don't qualify. So for them, and they still don't have money for food, like they don't have enough. For them, when they come to the food pantry and they receive a pre-packed bag, they are also happy. But when they unpack it, they like, okay, we're still lacking meat or milk or fresh produce, and they go to the second food pantry and they again get mac and cheese and pasta and rice and beans and canned goods, and they're like, okay, I still need to find where is that meat, I know that it exists. And they go to the third pantry, to the fourth pantry, and they take more food that they already have at home, and they feel frustrated, or they need diapers or baby formula, something that exists not in every pantry. And now when people see that it's actually possible to filter and search and go specific to where it exists, they hug us literally near the food pantries, because they say we needed it for so long and we were so frustrated, and now we have the tool to use it.
And it updates in real time.
Yeah, it updates. Yeah, all in real time.
So like, I'm on here now and I see the options are, for instance, like food, clothes, diapers. And I guess I just clicked on clothes. And so now all of them are no longer green, but there are a few of them that are green. And that's because those are the ones that currently have clothes.
Yes, but there is also a button to filter. It's like a fast filter, but if you tap on filter, there is much more like
Different options.
yeah, much more
I like it.
search what you need, and then you can tap which exactly type of food or diapers or what. Like sometime I was going to food pantries because we needed diapers so much, and they had it in maybe once in 5 pantries. And I think there is a lot of food waste here too, because those people who need diapers, they take all the canned goods, all the pasta that somebody else would be very happy to get today. So it's like about redistribution of the existing resources that are already there, amazingly. The second layer is for the food pantries. We created a pantry portal where food pantries, when they have a distribution day, they can quickly check mark what food items they have today. It's very hard to plan for them in advance because they often rely on donations and they don't know what they will be having that Tuesday. But when Tuesday comes and they already know, one of the volunteers goes through the list of the food items and just check marks it. And when we were creating this, we consulted with the volunteers of food pantries because their first reaction was, oh, it sounds like a great idea, but we will not be able to use it. Most of our volunteers are grannies who are not tech savvy. So we were asking questions them, like, do you use text? Do you use navigation for like GPS? So we will make our application easier than that, so you can use it. And at every step, we're asking them questions like, is it clear? Do you understand how to tap here? What would be more intuitive? And now they say, this is really cool. It's granny approved.
No. It's Tina.
Tina.
And you don't know, but that's a whole different standard. So y'all saw me, I was easily navigating through, so
Thank you.
I was,
you were impressed, weren't you?
One of the greatest functions that every food pantry is like, yes, we really need it, is what we call surplus alert. So if a pantry suddenly gets a huge donation of, let we say, tomatoes, something that spoils fast, and they can't distribute it in time before it's rotten. They didn't have any means of communication with their users before, but now they do through our app. So they tap just a word, tomatoes, and by what time it has to be gone today, and the users immediately gets notified about it. The function is not fully working yet, but last week we got a call from a food pantry that they are already onboarded with our platform. They know about us. They were excited about this function, and they called us and told, look, we have got a huge palette of fresh produce. Can you help us? And it's not our distribution week. We distribute once in 2 weeks. It's not even our week. It will be rotten by the time we have our day. Can you help us? And I was like, well, maybe in a month that function will be fully running and it will be easy to do. But what do I do now? So we decided to be creative, and we just send out emails and texts to those early users that signed up for the app. We have 13 users here in the area locally that when they were registering, identifying them not far from that food pantry. But I was like, it's just 13 users. I mean, will anyone come if they receive an email like, come tomorrow morning, come tonight and tomorrow morning? The food pantry was ready to open their door on an irregular day just to give this food away. 6 users came, and one lady drove
50% conversion.
yeah, like, this is amazing. And one lady drove 40 minutes. Like, I included her in the list because she was writing us again and again how much she needed this platform, that she has a sick spouse and many kids that she's taking care of, and how frustrating it is to come to closed doors, and like she really needs this clarity that our platform gives. So she was very motivated. So I included her in the list, and she came 40 minutes from like outside of Columbia, and she was so thankful. And we were analyzing like why it happened. People really need the platform that they can trust to, and they knew if we are sending this information, the food will be there. So she was ready to drive because she needed food and she knew she will get it. It was the first surplus alert that we made manually, but it proved this idea, this concept, this need that pantries need a means of communication and people need information they can trust. And the third layer for the city, it's visibility. What the users are looking for from their app, when, in which neighborhoods, what kinds of food they are looking, and if they found it. Because after every visit, we ask them, so how was it? Share your feedback. From the food pantries, how often they have surplus alerts. By the way, how that surplus alert ended. The 6 people, they didn't take all the fresh produce. So we reached out to other food pantry that was working next day, and they said, yes, we will gladly take the fresh produce. And we connected them. And so the food was saved and reached people and not the trash bin. And the city can now see this in real time down by the neighborhood, where and what is happening in terms of hunger. So yeah, I already shared about main features that people can, one more thing, people can filter not only by food types, but also eligibility criteria. Because many times visitors come to the food pantries and they don't have all papers on them, or they find out they don't serve their zip code. And how many times I had this frustration, and I wished I just knew it beforehand. It's okay for the pantry to say no. It's just I want to know it before I drive all the way there. So now people can know where they go. What we achieved so far, 5 months ago, we created this idea and started working on the solution. And we now are incorporated. We built the digital platform, we built AI agents who are searching for the food pantries to put on our map. So it's like one agent who scans quickly internet to find possible candidates to be food pantries. The next agent enriches them with data, like searches for all the Facebook comments, Google Maps.
That is so cool.
Research.
To find the candidates for, I mean, that's helping, like, that's going to, you know, when you have folks, right, that's going the extra mile and really helping to find people who are in need. I love that.
There's one more AI agent.
Yeah, like it's like a row of AI agents. Each of them is doing their job before it is put on the map. So we really are sure that this is a real food pantry, and maybe if they closed, we will know it and don't put it on the map. But then we have the users who give even more information. So it's like it comes from the technology and from the users. And the food pantries, if they forget to update, it's not a big deal. Or if they don't know where they are present anymore, it's not a big deal because we have these layers of the technology and the users giving the information, feeding the system. We had that same feeling with.
More serious for us.
Yeah, well, we actually went to the COLA Launchpad program, and we graduated from it with award, and we entered the Ignite program, which was like a continuation after it. And we got Founders of the Month this month, and we have Alan Blakeberry, who is presenting here both programs, Launchpad and Ignite, with us. Maybe you can say a few words.
Sure. And get a mic.
We have to get you on the mic, every single word.
Okay.
And let us know your name.
Name's Al Blakeborough. Everybody calls me Blake, Army veteran. We run the Launchpad program in multiple places throughout South Carolina. It is similar to Y Combinator and Techstars. We have basically taken everything in Silicon Valley, New York City, Atlanta, and basically used a program that's similar here. I joke around that it is the basic training that everybody goes through in the military before they become an airborne ranger, a tank commander, or a cook. The people at Techstars say that they are college, we are teaching everybody high school. So when people come to us with an idea and a napkin, in tech we call that at the ideation phase, we then bring them all the way through with understanding their customers, what the needs are, what somebody needs, how that works, how they design what we call minimal viable product, get their first customers, how to take it to scale, and then become an investable company. Our goal is to basically train 200 to 500 tech companies throughout the state of South Carolina that can receive investments in billions of dollars that are outside of the state of South Carolina and have them comfortable investing the people here. Need no more, great idea. One of the things that they had a question for very quickly was we want to develop a non-for-profit, but how can you make a business model? I'm a recovering accountant / former CPA, so I explained to them that, okay, running a for-profit and a non-for-profit, the bones are the same. It's just, who ends, the owner equity at the end of the day. For them, I explained that the more that they earn or do with the program, the more people that they help. I do a lot of stuff with homeless veterans throughout the state, so that's one of the things that, we kind of tell people a lot. When we're charging for the shipping container tiny homes, it allows us to buy more homes and then get more people off the streets. But they are a great team. We referred them. They are now part of Founder Institute. They are in their Founder Labs program, which means all of their work is being looked at by the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Adeos of the world. They, are, basically paving a way to, like she had made the comment, for ways to basically have the people who are using and need the service to interact within the community so that nobody, wastes the food. I have a lot of friends of mine that own restaurants. Their biggest thing is the waste at the end. If there was a way for them to go, hey, It's the end of the night before I throw all the stuff in the dumpster. There was some news alert that, they have built on an app to say, hey, we've got 5 meals that we can provide for somebody. The first 5 can come and get them, or people could do that. The technology that they've built has multiple things that it can do. It's just a matter of identifying what the end customer wants and how quickly it can serve that mission. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll give it back to them.
Well, I guess my question would probably be, for them, does everything have to be app-based, or will there continue to be an option just to go on the internet and log in?
I'll let you.
For now, it is a website, and the app is based on the website. It's called web-based app. So in the mobile phone, it looks like an app, but people don't need to download it for now. For the future, we do plan to have a real mobile app, but for now, it's all based on the website. And our last slide is what we offer to the city. We want to have a 6 months pilot with the City of Columbia. It's free. And in terms of the revenue, what Blake was talking, we don't charge anything from the users. It will be free forever for those who need food. We don't charge anything from the food pantries for now. There will be an advanced option for them if they want more features, more functionality, subscription monthly. And for the cities to see all the data, all the analytics from 2 apps, this is what will be paid. But for the first 6 months, we offer it for free for you to use and test it, how it works, for us to hear your comments and learn what more features we can add, what actually data would you need to see. And if after this 6 months you decide it's not what you want to keep using, it's also good. But you will have a platform that is working for the city. It will still be there for the users and for the food pantries. We do all the work. What we need is support in visibility.
Build the clientele. You need to build the clientele
Yes.
of the actual users.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Now we have those 13 first testers, but it would be good if we can reach about 1,000 users in the end of this 6 months. If you can help us with promotion in the city, with visibility, that would be really great. Maybe some ways to incentivize the users, like gift cards to grocery stores and things like that. If it was just one of the ideas, maybe you can support us with that.
So, a couple of questions, and I think that's why I was asking if it was going to be app-based versus internet-based, because a lot of times, not all the time, but some of the homes may or may not have internet. But, so I was thinking too, though, but the library always does. And the library may be a partnership there. But the accessibility to the tech is kind of what I was trying to figure out how we can help with that.
So let me just interject. It's a web-based platform. So if the person has a smartphone and can get on the internet and they don't actually have a computer, they'll still be able to use the app.
And they
Yeah.
will still
So
be
we're
able to
finding-
just go to the
yeah.
library and use library computer.
Yeah, and I say that though because with that Instacart we try to do an Instacart program, especially with older folks. They weren't trying to use the smartphone, but I think a lot of them were I go to the library pretty regularly, and I do know that people who may not be as comfortable, they go to the library and a librarian comes in. So that's why I was really asking. I think it's important to keep, for the folks who you're trying to reach, they may not necessarily be the smartphone.
So you would want to
Plan
to keep having a website version too.
Yeah,
I
I think
hear it.
that'll leave it open to more people who may not have a smartphone.
Yeah, we can do
And I
that.
do that with, when I'm talking to some of my folks, I'm like, do you have a smartphone? What? You know, so, we have to figure out a different way to do it. So I would say that more from the standpoint of always keep the web site for folks who have jokes about smartphones.
Before we implemented this solution, we made a first survey among the users, and 95% have a phone connected to internet. So yeah, which is a smartphone. Yeah, so they can use it. We still have some small percentage that won't be homeless who don't even have a phone. But I mean, the 95% of the users are still there for our platform.
And it kind of reminds me too of when everyone went on Zoom at the beginning of COVID. And, some of us got on there quicker than others. But I just think it's always good to have that as an easier,
sure.
Someone can walk them through it. But y'all know what I'm talking about.
I have a question. One of the things you mentioned, of course, was accessing the food pantries where you have both perishable and non-perishable foods. But like you also mentioned, and seen this definitely happening in Europe and coming closer now, you mentioned restaurants, both with their unused product, but also their cooked items. That's not a feature now, but is that something that y'all are?
It's not yet there, but we are considering it. There is already an app called Too Good To Go, where restaurants can report if they have leftovers of food that they couldn't give to their client. Like nobody ate it, but it's good and it's too good to go. So but for a small fee, people can buy it out. So there is already a solution for that. We were thinking about that actually for our platform, but then we found it Too Good To Go, and we thought that maybe for the future we will integrate with them.
That might be the product that USC is using.
There's a lot of people who will own pizza parlors.
Yeah.
So people will prank them and have them deliver a pizza. If the person, when they show up the door, says, I didn't order that, that's called kind of a dead pie. So from that aspect, it's okay, now what do I do with this pie that's already been made?
Right.
If they had something like Need No More, they could go, okay, we're gonna transfer this and get credit for it if, the city or the municipality had some type of program to be able to do that.
And then my last question was, and how do you all get paid? I know you're a nonprofit, but you need funds to operate. What's the business model?
It's a very good question. We are looking for an investment. So we are raising $50,000 now for the pilot phase, and we already found we just found a couple of days ago our first investor for the first 10,000. It's not much, but it's a first yes, and we are very excited about that.
So on that note, the Launchpad, we're in the middle of raising
You need to speak it.
I'm sorry. Whether it be Need No More or anybody else that goes through our program, we're in the process of raising a $5 million fund. And then from there, as it scales out to the rest of the folks in South Carolina, then a $100 million fund. The goal there is to do the same thing that Y Combinator Founder University does. We are giving them their first $25,000, say, in institutional money. They can then go through an accelerator program, which normally gives about another $150,000. I was part of an accelerator program up in Charlotte for fintechs with another company. They were like, hey, you got an idea in a napkin, kind of like these guys did. They're like, this doesn't exist. Here's $150,000. Go build it. Now they wind up getting equity in the company because they're hoping someday, private equity buys me and then they get the return on their investment. For somebody like Need No More, the revenue model for a non-for-profit would be almost like what we're doing at Launchpad. They would find companies that sell things like food and want to get sponsors for people that are trying to sell to that demographic. They would go, okay, we'll have, banner ads, commercials or whatever on there. And that what they charge is basically what the ROI for that company would get as far as being able to advertise on there. Kind of like Hulu. It's like, pay the higher subscription, no commercials. It's like, and sorry. All right.
Yeah, thank you. About banners, on March 21st, we will host at Boyd Innovation Center an event for food pantries and church leaders to talk about food access in Columbia and how we can improve coordination in between all the players, because the food pantries often share they lack a communication with other food pantries. And so we are bringing them together, and we will be happy to partner with the city in this event so that we can put the city's logo on the banners too, and just say that we're doing this together and have maybe a few representatives there to talk.
I'm curious, because to me, I think promoting this and marketing it, trying to get subscribers and folks to participate, directly is one approach. Another approach might be to reach out to some of these organizations. Like I know we were talking about restaurants, and like South Carolina Restaurant Association comes to mind. Think about like Harvest Hope, Richland One, Housing Authority, Food Share, USC. Are those folks who are have you already talked to them or in the process of trying to talk to them?
With some of them in the process, and yes, we do want if you can introduce us and get connected. We are very open to any connections now, so that we can build together, so that we can collaborate instead of working on like islands. So yeah, and we had a meeting with Sumter City. They brought together different nonprofits and food pantries to hear about Need No More. And there was a Harvest Hope representative. She said that they are now in talks to make the 3 platforms they are using to unify. And this is exactly what we were talking about, Need No More, to fill in the gap when food pantries need to send data to Harvest Hope. They spend hours to fill in data about every visitor who came. But if they use our platform, they can do it with just few taps, because the users can register through the platform and they don't need to manually enter all the data. So we see a lot of ways to, integrate the different players together and serve them where they have needs. So yes, we are very open to introductions.
What would you all say the community of pantries is? Like, how many pantries? So we've talked a lot about you want to, get more users, but the users, I guess, have to have a comfort level of trust that those providing the service is available. So,
And I would imagine a pilot partnership would help that, Ms. Wilson, with building the trust of the.
Well, for now, those that we already have put on the map, we have done it for only Columbia, not the whole metro area, but just Columbia. For now, we will add the rest, and it's about nearly 70 listings. It's food pantries, closets, diaper banks, soup kitchens, and meal delivery. Like there is a couple of services for delivery to seniors and things like that. So.
more than I knew. So that's
Exactly. Like my AI found a Jewish food pantry. I was, I didn't know it existed. I would go there if I knew. Or in mosque, it's like we have now the place where it all is on one map.
So we can tell that for this pilot, our goal is to have 15, 20 pantries onboarded and fully using our service, in addition to the pantries that we currently have.
Yeah.
And you all have talked to or met with our current food policy, some of the reps from them.
Yes. Aisha connected us and we had a meeting. They were genuinely excited about this platform and what benefits it can bring to the city. This is Yuri. I'm Svetlana, and we will be, or maybe you have any more questions?
Most important question.
Yes.
How's the baby?
He's healthy and thriving.
How old?
How old? He's almost 2.5. So we came like 2 months before he was born.
I'm sorry, that was supposed to be my initial question.
And so do you all need anything from us today, or do we have some time to kind of mull over some options, see what works best? What is the anticipation? Or Mr. Brennan, do you know?
I think this is fantastic. I think we would be very honored to put the Columbia logo next to this initiative. So I guess my charge to Ms. Kaufman and Aisha and our community development, Felicia, everybody, is how can we see this along? Because this really does help the quality of life of not just the citizens of Columbia. I'd like to see it grow right off the gate in this pilot for the county to Midlands.
Yeah, I think there's a phrase you said you want us to be a Columbia, it's
Hunger Smart City.
a hunger smart city. Yeah, she wants us to be the first hunger smart city.
Councilman Brennan, I would just add, I put my Harvest Hope, former board chair hat on. The challenge I see, when I look at like food insecurity and some of the challenges we have in Columbia, there's so many silos. And this is just an amazing tool, that works very smart, to just, Teresa, you asked a question about, the number of pantries. Now, I think about the number of pantries that are just affiliated with Harvest Hope that, there's pockets. And I remember during COVID, so many people were reaching out saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out, to your point, I'm trying to figure out the status of this, right? Or I'm trying to go here, or how can I establish one? I know, look, I got space, I'm going to donate, that sort of thing. I echo your comments.
It was also making me wonder on that point, Councilman Johnson, was about grocery stores and just thinking about the number of, Larry was just here at Tom's Market and the produce that they have that's going to be going. I mean, that they're not going to sell, but they're, not going to be able to utilize. So are you also working with actual produce providers and grocery chains and things like that also have stock and inventory that will be going?
Not yet. And actually, there is another tool that is already doing a solution for that. It's called Meal Connect. If a grocery store has something that is like they want to donate and they just make a request, and like by when it has to be taken away, picked up, and the food pantries can apply like, yes, we want to come and get it. But again, it's also many different tools, and we could integrate it into one platform. So we are looking for when I ask question to the food pantries, if there was any like one pain that would magically be solved one day in your work, what would it be? They all say more donations, more food for the users. So if our platform can serve them in that, of course. And what already is there, that the grocery chains, they can go see what the users speak about the food pantry. For example, there is a grocery chain that donates bread to the food pantry, and the food pantry then distributes it in the church, not to the food pantry users, but just to the church. And
That's good or bad?
the grocery, well, like to people who are not really in need. And the grocery chain is sure that it goes to the poor. And they never had a tool how to even know about like what's going on there. Now they have it.
So I guess let me bring the conversation closer, and you can probably answer as the consultant. What do you need from us for a official pilot program to just set expectations on both sides of
We would be glad to have the MOU signed that we were working on with Aisha, and to have a contact person with whom we can have regular feedback meetings on both sides, so we can give our feedback and we can hear feedback from your side. And then the first event, the March 21st event, to hear if you're with us, that's like the first things we can establish. It will be good to, we already included a lot of things in the MOU, like the milestones we want to reach, but we can make a more detailed list. So what we expect from both sides.
Advertisement of our platform,
Yeah.
so people can hear about us and actually use us.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, number one.
Yeah.
There is already a draft MOU.
Yeah.
So that is our assignment, Mr. Brennan. What do you think?
It's great knowing that it's in draft form right now, so appreciate that.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, no, thank you for being so well informed and having clearly done your research. Because we were talking about some of the other apps or other solutions that we saw were out there. You know, nope, Too Good To Go does this, and Meal Connect does that. So I appreciate the effort in the background research and knowing not only your product, but the other products that are out there.
Do you think, Aisha, do you think we can meet that March 22nd? I guess their next presentation to announce a partnership through the MOU? And I don't know the layers that we would have to run it through with our colleagues.
Yeah, so now that I have your blessing, I'll move forward with the review of the MOU, send it over to legal for review. But I don't see why we couldn't do March 21st and start preparing.
And
So-
that's just a consensus, we don't need a vote. or
Well,
anything.
does it go to MOU? Does that go to council?
Okay.
And especially if we're trying to meet a March date, but we'll have a chance to review it prior to it going on full council agenda. So at this point, we want to refer consideration of a MOU with Need No More to the full council.
Is that, do you need to go have a legal review before that? To the full council?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's gonna take a step.
I'll send that
Right.
within,
Yeah.
maybe by the end of the day.
We can do, yeah, so. Okay.
Well,
The first meeting in March. Where are we? What month?
we're at the end of February, the first meeting in March is March 3rd.
March 3rd can move a little bit.
For the March
I think
22nd.
We would bring it back to a meeting for review and then endorse that MOU for council's consideration. So I think at this point, you're fast tracking it.
Due to the March 22nd.
And remind us, what
There's
is
a-
the March
there's a Mar-
22nd
there's a
event?
March 17th council meeting too.
It's
The
March
microphone is
20.
here. So March 22nd event is for church leaders and food pantries to for them to understand how we can serve to them and to create for them it's called a round table so they can share the problems that they face so it can be solved with our system.
So if we were to not review it until the 17th, does that make any difference for your presentation that you have on the 22nd? If it doesn't get to our council agenda approving an MOU?
Is your goal on the 22nd, when you have this captive audience, to be able to showcase the app with the city pilot already set up?
That would-
so they can take
That would be really, really good, yeah.
Is that the goal?
I think there's a more formal.
Part of the goal for them having this event where they meet with the church leaders and stuff in person is, like you guys have brought up, there's that level of trust. So for that aspect, it's answering their questions in person, getting them to see the application, getting to answer their questions, getting them as a community together to say, okay, this solves a common problem that we all have. If there was some stamp of approval, some, hey, the MOU has been approved, the city is endorsing this, that goes one step further in having that trust factor with those leaders that are in there that are representing their, constituents within their communities and stuff. The more that people feel, hey, this is a good way for us to solve the needs of the people that we represent. And then it also serves as the other side of the marketplace, as we say it, for people in the community who do have access to be able to contribute. Then it allows people to have the ability to donate and go, hey, I didn't want to go to the food pantry. I didn't know when the food pantry was going to be open. I can use this app now to clear out my pantries of all the foods that I don't want and send it down. So it winds up solving that problem.
Ideally, you want the pilot set up on that day, in your ideal world. You want to be able to say.
We
this
have the
is up.
pilot, right. We already have the pilot. It's a matter of having the stamp going, yes, the city's going forward to
We're
use
looking
it.
for the city's.
I'm saying you
Blessing.
want the pilot set up with the city's
Ideally,
logo
yeah.
on it.
Yes,
on
that would be great.
day.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the committee today, as early as today, could endorse the concept and refer it out of your committee to your full council today in order to try to achieve, I think, what we're hearing.
Right.
And then let us take it from there.
Yeah.
I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think there'll be many, many points of knowledge roll out
Mhm.
when it comes to this, but if we could get as close as we can, that'd be great. I'll make the motion that,
Second.
I thought I already did it. Okay, go ahead. All right, so.
Well, Mayor Pro Tem, we definitely defer to you, so me and Will both second your
Because I had already
motion.
said that we were referring it out for consideration.
oh, I thought you had a
Oh.
question for him.
You know, I forgot, you know, when you're Mayor Pro Tem, you have enhanced powers.
Is there anything
Second
else?
it too.
Is there anything else that you all, for the good of the order with respect to this particular presentation? Something hit me, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, I know what it was. It's kind of like not even a joke, but make sure the partnership with the city is going to be a benefit.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Y'all know sometimes.
Based on the hundreds of thousands of people that follow me on LinkedIn and everybody in Silicon Valley, yes. I want to have more of an open doorway of all of those people to look at South Carolina and specifically Columbia as a smart food city,
Another
as
smart city.
They're smart city.
And
the
this
pioneer of these,
the
food
initial
smart.
phase though, that you're trying to get to for the event with the city's formal logo on it, that pilot part, there's no cost to the city.
Correct.
This is more about building momentum and the information sharing, correct?
In our world, we call it building traction.
Yeah.
And they have put, is it what you all have in here, proposed pilot? This is the extent of what's in the MOU?
Oh, this goes in greater detail. Some of the memo is from the MOU, but, as far as what but our expectations are including the MOUs.
I'm just trying to get the yes
Yes.
for the
I'm with you.
March council meeting, which if it is not entailing funding,
Right.
that helps us get to.
No, it's very clearly stating that it's free of charge for the city, and it doesn't force the city to pay us after the pilot, but it's something that we will reconsider if you want any continuation of this partnership and in which way and how. When we had a meeting with the mayor's office, Peyton from the mayor's office suggested that the city could introduce us to different players like Harvest Hope and I forgot all the names, but even and like then yeah. So she can speak for herself.
Y'all covered a lot, and I know we're close on time, but the one thing I do want to celebrate y'all and this council has repeatedly said, and one reason the mayor's office wanted to pull it here as well with Councilman Brennan, is that they chose Columbia and they're investing here. They're coming up through our Columbia partners. And so this is another time we can partner with someone and show off our story, show off the talents that's here, the heart that's here, and the compassion. And so, yes, it helps with the food insecurity piece, a gap filler, but it's also their story and going through the programs here and showing that there is support in Columbia, there is investment in Columbia. And so the mayor's office would love to see the pilot, but also if it goes well, see that investment in the future, because there's something that they can do that maybe we shouldn't be, not that we shouldn't be doing, but our partners can do here. So thank you.
I wanted to say about your idea that if you introduce us to different players and they become our paid clients, then the city can cut off the cost, because they are paying.
I shared with them a little bit about how a lot of times we should be a convener and a catalyst and a jump starter, but maybe not the sustainer. One for the trust, I think Councilwoman Herbert spoke about, but also that's community there. We can't do everything, but we can be the person that brings it to people's attention. And so we'd love to help in the mayor's office. Councilman Johnson kind of mentioned some of the people too. That's what we're good at and where our community shines.
And then the last thing I'll say is, and at the end of the 6 months, we'll know because we have the data. That's gonna be the fun part. So I'm excited. Anything, I think we have our March.
Roll call.
I think we have covered everything on our agenda. And I think I heard a whisper of a motion to adjourn.
What did we vote on? Moving it out?
I have consensus for you all to endorse.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I need. Perfect.
So
Consensus,
I have
yes.
that on record.
Thank you. Anything else, Councilman Johnson? Thank you. Very valuable on your first meeting. We're glad to have you here.
Following your lead.
And Mr. Brennan as well. Thank you so much. And thank y'all for coming today.
Appreciate it.
No, absolutely.